The Benin monarchy has transformed significantly over the centuries. It began with early kings ruling over a modest kingdom, which gradually developed into a sophisticated political system. This system supported the kingdom's expansion from a small state in the 11th and 12th centuries into a powerful empire. By the 15th and 16th centuries, the empire had attracted the interest of European monarchs, explorers, and merchants. Born as Idubowa in the 1850s to Oba Adolo, Oba Ovonramwen Nogbaisi would later become the last sovereign ruler of the Benin Empire. As the heir apparent, he was titled Okonokwa, or Grand Prince. His early education was guided by Ogagun, a renowned mystic of the period, who instructed him in the mystical and spiritual knowledge expected of royal heirs. Oral traditions depict him as tall, fair-skinned, broad-bodied, and possessing a commanding voice, traits befitting a future king. The reign of Oba Adolo, which spanned nearly 4 decades, was marked by political instability. Succession disputes among competing princes weakened the empire's military strength and eroded its political cohesion, leading to the loss of significant territories. This internal fragmentation allowed subordinate states to break away and assert independence. During this turbulent period, British forces, under the guise of anti-slavery operations, captured Lagos in 1851, a port crucial to Benin's economic prosperity. The loss of Lagos intensified mistrust between Benin and the British. Upon taking the throne, Idubowa adopted the regnal name Oba Ovonramwen Nogbaisi, a title symbolizing hope and restoration. Translated loosely as the blazing sun that evaporates the waters of a devastating flood, it reflected his determination to restore Benin's former power. Oba Ovonramwen began his rule by consolidating his authority. He neutralized internal threats by executing chiefs who had backed his rival half-brother, Orohoro, in a contested succession. With his leadership secured, he turned his focus outward, severing trade relations with the British by banning key exports such as palm oil and rubber, commodities essential to British industry. These trade restrictions angered British merchants, who responded by supporting agents that illegally harvested resources from Benin territory. However, Benin's intelligence networks often intercepted these activities. A notable example was the capture and execution of Thompson Oyibodudu, a local collaborator who, before his death, ominously foretold the empire's downfall and the Oba's exile. As relations soured further, the British sought reasons to justify an invasion. The killing of James Phillips and his entourage in early 1897 during an ill-fated expedition to Benin provided the pretext. The following month, British forces launched a brutal assault on Benin City. Armed with advanced weapons like Maxim guns and rockets, they quickly overpowered the defenders, who nevertheless fought with determination. One significant act of resistance occurred at Ugoton, where Benin forces held the British at bay for 3 days. This delay enabled Oba Ovonramwen and his court to evacuate. Despite these efforts, Benin City was captured on February 17, 1897. Over the next 3 days, the city was systematically looted and burned. Priceless artworks, royal regalia, and sacred artifacts were stolen. British troops extended their campaign into nearby settlements, devastating the countryside over 6 months to suppress any remaining resistance. With his empire in ruins and his people suffering, Oba Ovonramwen returned to the capital and surrendered on July 5, 1897. Though he presented himself in good faith, he faced a staged trial that ultimately failed to prove any guilt. Nevertheless, the British detained him, publicly humiliating him by photographing him in chains. Rather than diminish his stature, these acts reinforced his image as a dignified and resilient leader. Oba Ovonramwen spent 16 years in exile, enduring hardship with quiet strength. His endurance, reminiscent of Virgil's words, "Come what may, all bad fortune is to be conquered by endurance," embodied the spirit of his people. He died in 1914, remembered as a symbol of resistance against colonial domination.